Have you tried to purchase a home but found out that your credit score wasn't high enough to qualify? Hi, I'm Amy Shrader with RE/MAX Real Estate 10. Welcome back to the Shrader Show, where I'm going to give you 6 tips that will help credit challenged buyers to improve their credit score. Tip number 1, stay below the 30% threshold. All right. If you have credit cards, and most of us do, once you go above 30% on that credit card limit, then the credit bureaus hit your score pretty hard for that. Okay. So for example, if you have a $1,000 credit card at Walmart, and once you go above about the $300 mark, then they're really going to impact your score because they're afraid that you are utilizing credit instead of being able to pay for it. Okay, so keep your credit card balances below 30% of whatever your credit card limit is. The second tip is always pay more than the minimum on your credit cards. Okay, so again, you owe $300 on a credit card, your minimum payment's like $25. If you only send that $25, you're only making the interest payment. You're never hitting the principal balance on that credit card. So always work to pay more than what your minimum is, even if it's just, $10 or $15. That helps you to move in the right direction. Tip number 3 would be close accounts that you don't need except for your oldest. Okay, so if you have multiple credit cards, keep the one that you've had the longest period of time and work to close out the rest of them. So start paying off those balances, and then once you get them to zero, just close the account. Okay? Keeping the oldest helps your credit score because they're looking at how long you've had credit. So if you've got a card that you've had for 5 or 6 years, that's definitely going to benefit you in the long run, more so than a credit card you've only had open for 12 months that is down to below $1,000. The fourth tip is always make sure you pay your payments on time. Okay, there's several different apps out there now that will help you with that and help you to manage your money. Mint, NerdWallet, and Credit Karma are just 3. And those would be apps that you can download to your phone. You would enter in, what all your payment dates are, what your balances are, and it will help to give you a reminder. Okay, late payments are something that will definitely impact your credit score. So you want to make sure you're paying your bills on time. The 5th tip would be to consolidate any killer accounts. So if you've got a credit card that's charging you 29% interest, you definitely want to try to take out either a personal loan or get a credit card that has 0% interest on any transfers that you make to that card, and then work to get it paid down as quickly as you can. Okay, so you don't want to be paying 29% interest because you'll never get that paid off, especially if you're only paying the minimum. So consolidate those. A personal loan would be the best way to go, but if you can't do that, again, finding a credit card that would allow a 0% interest for, say, 12 months may be a better route to go. The 6th option would be to reintroduce yourself to cash. And I know that we live in a society where we just use a debit card all the time. We're so used to paying with plastic that carrying cash is almost a thing of the past. But what I would encourage you to do is when you get paid on Friday, whatever day it is that you get your check, and you don't get a check anymore, right? It gets auto deposited, which makes it even easier to use that debit card. But when you do get paid, I would encourage you, go to the bank, take out $250, okay? And then make it your challenge to see how long you can keep that $250, but use it when you stop at Starbucks and buy coffee. When you go out to eat at lunch. It's so easy to spend money when you're using plastic because you're not actually giving up that cash to someone. You know what I'm saying? It's just automatically deducted from your account. You don't really see the money. When you have to spend cash for something, you think twice about it. Do I really want to pay $5 for that Starbucks coffee when that would almost pay for my lunch today. So, you know, if you only get paid every 2 weeks, you may need to bump that up from $250, but use it to make your small everyday purchases that you've become reliant on that debit card for, and try to make your cash last longer. It will help you to quit spending as much money on things that you don't need to be spending money on. Okay? And you'll quit using plastic to make payments on things. So those are 6 tips to help you if you are credit challenged right now. You know, working on these will help you get your credit score up so that you are able to qualify to purchase a home. A lot of people have the misconception that they have to have perfect credit to buy a house. They have to have 20% down to buy a house. Those are not true, okay? You can purchase a home now with 0 money down on first-time home buyer programs. And you can also purchase a home with a credit score as low as about 600, 620, and even qualify for some of those 100% programs at that. So if you've had some credit hiccups in the past, don't let that hinder you. The most important thing is that you do get with a mortgage loan officer and you talk to them and let them pull your credit, and they can guide you on this is what you need to do specifically to get your credit score up. They have a couple of different credit scoring models that, you know, they can play with and say, okay, if you paid this card down to 0, this is how it would affect your credit score. So getting in front of a mortgage loan officer, a lot of people, that's just scary to them and they don't want to do that. But that's honestly the best way to figure out exactly where you're at and where you are in the ability to buy a house. And again, they'll give you specific tips for your situation to help you improve your credit score. If you have a question you'd like to see featured on the Shrader Show, please leave a comment below or send me a message. I would love to answer it for you in a future episode. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.